Hello, my name is Zion Jordan, and today I will be having a speech on the impact of artificial intelligence on in regards to its racial and gender biases. So, first things first, the first thing to get out the way is a minor discussion of is artificial intelligence overall good or bad? I would argue overall, regardless of the problems it may have, I will say it is more convenient for us human beings to use it as a tool in the sense of like it's easier to make complete equations, keep track of certain things like making notes and whatnot, or just having like somebody to talk to for jokes and giggles and whatnot. So it's not really a bad thing, but so yeah. But for the next discussion, right? It's how does AI like achieve their how does AI achieve their biases, right? How does it pick up the ability to like bias certain groups of people, right? Well, first things first, I'm going to go over what Charles Moussine said on the NIST website. Uh, but AI's applications have grown, so has a realization that its results can be thrown off by biases in the data it's fed. So the whole thing with artificial intelligence is that it needs data, right? Filtered, unfiltered, raw, structured, doesn't matter, right? If you feed data to an artificial intelligence, is going to pick up patterns and recognize said patterns, right? And which would lead to like a ongoing problem of biases that has for like a specific gender or race of people, and this can overall affect the basically like health benefits. It can potentially lead to fatal issues and whatnot. This is really important to understand this because it's not that the AI is turned cloud net like Terminator. No, it's because of people knowingly or unknowingly has fed the wrong data, and therefore the AI developed its own racial bias or gender bias. An example of this will be documented in the Stanford website by Mr. Gordy Slack. For example, in one scenario describing a patient with coronary artery disease, one chatbot correctly identified the diagnosis in white men, black men, and white women, but not in Hispanic men, Hispanic women, or black women. But then later only gave the treatment for the white men. That's a prime example of it being fed data prior to in regards to like the disease and the who it can show up into and uh and like who most likely has it regarding the symptoms, but then said that can only give the treatment to like white people or just certain individuals or whatnot, right? Like as I said earlier, this can this can lead to more more fatal fatal life threatening issues. And a lightly another light example of this would be like facial recognition system. Like for example, it has been documented in studies that like where artificial intelligence can and has um, deemed people of like a certain race somewhat similar to each other. So like it gets confused between the two, and you have to be really specific about it. Now, how can we solve this issue permanently, right? That's what you might be thinking. Well, good news is there is a way to somewhat lower the issue, but the bad news is that you can't solve it permanently. What I mean by this is I'll explain it later, but first I'm going to go over what Aisha Nadim said in the ISO website. Addressing gender bias in AI includes the implementation of diversity in society and data and fairness in AI development. Overall, the whole purpose, like only way for like the way to solve biases in artificial intelligence is for other people from other communities, other backgrounds to come into the melting pot and apply certain aspects of the program. You can't you can't achieve that only have like a certain group of people uh, adding code to a program because said code since it's only being written by one type of people you can't necessarily like you can't necessarily cover the entire world in one giant umbrella if only one group of people is making the umbrella, if you know what I'm saying. And the reason why I said it's impossible is because of the fact that there will always be subconscious bias regardless of who you are and what you are. But the way to lower it is to have other people come in and micromanage. But overall, artificial intelligence is a good thing. And the way we can eliminate biases or lower biases is to make sure it's really inclusive and make sure nobody gets left out. And it always throws in their 2 cents to make sure that everybody is able to use artificial intelligence equally with no problems. Well, little to no problems. Anyways, thank you for listening to my speech. My name is Zion Jordan, and have a great evening.